The protests over the Tia Maria mine come in the context of a new wave of organization and activity among Peruvian youth. Our correspondent in Lima, Raul Mora, now has prepared this special report.
As part of their political awakening, a new generation of Peruvians are hitting the streets to protest for change. It all started with a series of spontaneous massive protests against the approval of a law that cut labor rights for young workers, such as salaries and vacation days. Eventually, protesters were able to force Congress to repeal the law, but the movement continues.
The reality is that the labor axis was what, in a way, gave origin to the zones. It was the conjuncture of the youth labor regime that gave birth to the young citizens' reaction, and from there, the zones emerged.
The zones are organizations that rally the inspired youth. They have divided Lima in 14 areas, grouping 2 to 4 neighborhoods together in order to decentralize the organizing of actions and to encourage participation of those who are not connected with political parties or collectives.
For now, we have the labor and the environmental axis, for struggle that makes us a brotherhood, and which we want to contribute to society with information, peaceful actions always, and also with proposals, because it is important not to only have protests, but also make proposals.
One of the new fights young organizers have picked up is against the current cancellation of the project to build parks and housing for low-income indigenous communities, to instead build 3 bypasses for motorized traffic.
A group of us got together and we decided to settle ourselves in the heart of the works in the middle of the road and attempt to recruit people going by and inform about the issue, sending it viral on the internet, and that is how they started to be filled. Up to today, we have been here for more than 2 uninterrupted weeks, pressuring hard with our demonstration. While we stay here, they are not going to be able to start building. That is why the police come here and start repressing us and try to expel us in any way possible. They have come in the most authoritarian manner, and without saying a word, they have started breaking our signs against the bypass.
But the young organizers have not limited the demonstrations to issues close to them within the capital, recently holding protests in solidarity with peasants to protect farmlands from contamination by the mining project Tia Maria in southern Peru.
The project Tia Maria, in the same manner as the bypass, seeks to be imposed in an authoritarian way, without the necessary studies. Southern Copper Corporation has not been able to demonstrate with information up to now that is not going to affect the water of the Tambo River or the underground waters that the farm workers use. It is the same modus operandi of the bypass, and that's why it is a structural issue of the way things are done, doing public policy without consulting, in an authoritarian manner, and with negotiations under the table. In reality, we are sick and tired of a thing being done that manner, and that is why we protest.
With the victory already of overturning the youth labor rights cuts as a source of inspiration, it seems that the political awakening of this generation will not be looking back.